Oh, we're live.
We are live? Okay, this is the night that you all have waited for, and you have your pitch numbers. And so, you know, I keep saying, do not be jealous. Do not be, don't be jealous. Do not be nervous. You have prepared for this, and you know tonight's the night, but it's not the final scoring. So don't be nervous about this. This is some additional awards. The final scoring is on the most weight for the grand prize goes on the written business plan. So you know this is just a little extra gravy to go along with it. With that, we've got our first pitch tonight, which is Allison Burris.
Oh, wait, Ms. Score, you got it?
Yep, you're ready. You ready? No, hang on. Okay, let's go when you're ready. I'm sorry. You have 8 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
So, that's not where it was. It's not starting. Is this clock, Sandy? Do I just hit menu till it says?
Yes.
I mean, like, when it turns red, is there a minute left, or is there
That's a good question.
15 seconds left?
Okay.
It says auto timer.
Okay, thank you.
I don't see them starting yet.
Okay.
Change colors.
Folks, while they're getting set up, on that little thing that
It
Sally's
was
doing,
up. Do you know what?
when you start out, it'll be green. When you've got 1 minute left, it'll turn yellow, and when it turns red, you're off. You're done.
Okay, so we had it up. We had it up. Do you know what you clicked on that we got it done? Hey, Sandy?
Yeah, that comes from Jack Shop the same.
Jan, do you know anything about, I can't.
Okay, let's go back to.
See, my virus is working. I uploaded it shortly.
Oh, 15 minutes. Still talking.
You didn't click on anything. Just on that.
Huh? Not now. I thought we were prepared.
Should have introduced this. It's not coming up on this.
It was up, but the first time was the first slide.
Yeah.
And then clicked on something. That's not it.
Hey, I missed Jennifer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Anybody have another, computer?
Not the flash drive. It is.
You wanna just plug it in real quick? Does it have an HDMI port?
It's not that, it's the projector. The flash drive's coming up. It's the
But I think
Yeah,
it's at,
clicked on something.
I think it's set on your, but the settings inside your computer. It's on the, for display.
We had to do HDMI too that one day.
I think that's for desktop. I think I'll put it on that.
I think if you set,
There you go. You're good to
It won't
go.
show my first screen though. Yeah, it will only show slide 2, it won't show slide 1.
can you not move the, does it not go up, the arrow up or down?
The real question is, what's your slide?
And every time I've done it, it's gone from the beginning except for.
We've already got this, the score, the other scorecard for the business thing too.
You're just gonna have to start with that. Won't come up.
There it goes, okay.
Okay, now Sally.
Wait a minute,
That's not
how do I do this?
That's not a click.
No, it's not a clicker, you're gonna have to do it manually.
You have to use the up and down. arrow.
Okay.
Clickers are yours. We don't have clickers.
That's a shame. Oh, there you go.
Don't worry.
Don't breathe on it. I won't.
Okay, Sally's gonna start the timer.
All right, you ready? Okay. Welcome to the dream and journey of Itty Bitty's Academy. My name is Allison Burris. I'm married. I have 3 children and 8 grandchildren. I have a lot of hobbies. We like to ride motorcycles, horses, we love to kayak. We do all this as a family. When I moved here from North Carolina, or when I moved here from North Carolina to Virginia, I was new to the area. I had to find a job, and I had to find childcare for my children. I found a job pretty quickly. Finding childcare proved to be a challenge in this area, even back then. I was used to North Carolina, where there seemed like there was a childcare center on every corner, and then I came up here, and it seemed like every time I was applying for a childcare, I was getting waitlisted, waitlist after waitlist. So we made do and got by. Then my children had children. So I've always wanted to open a daycare. So the dream resurfaced again when I got grandkids. I decided to start the journey to do something that I needed and to offer the community some assistance too. I worked in childcare in my early years. I went down another path then. I've over 25 years of professional and executive experience, an associate's degree in paralegal technology, and this journey drove me to get my early childhood development certificate from Liberty University. These credentials qualify me to be the program director and the administrator of the center, and also will help me make a successful business. Education is the key to the betterment of society. I totally agree with that. The lack of child care in a society, especially infant care in the area, forces a lot of families to change their lifestyles, sometimes lose an income because somebody's had a baby and has to stay home. They rely on less dependable child care or less educational child care, babysitters. You don't want to leave your special gift with just anyone. The families, the children, and the communities are missing out on the opportunities and revenue that come from people being employed and educated. We will not only be adding employment opportunities to the area, but we will be providing quality child care to others employed in the area who are either employed or getting a further education. Washington County is always trying to bring jobs to the area. That's great, but what are we gonna offer these employees? Another waiting list? It's been recognized on a national level. It was addressed in the State of the Union address by President Trump. But let's talk about Washington County. Washington County has 45,579 people 16 years and older. Washington County has 1,829 children under 6 with working parents. There are 649 total licensed and regulated spots available for child care in Washington County. 270 of those are centers and family day homes. 379 of those are preschools and school-age only programs. That still leaves 1,180 children still needing child care. So being as I have a currently grandson who's still in the 1,180 still in need of child care, Itty Bitty's Academy is my solution. We will be an LLC, licensed full-service daycare, operating 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. We will offer programs to accommodate infants through after-school care. We will encourage daily attendance with drop-off by 9 o'clock, consistency in a schedule. Children crave that. Our teachers, aides, and volunteers will all be trained and certified through the Virginia Standards for Licensed Child Day Centers. We will be an approved DSS child care supplement provider. In the Abingdon and Gems corridor area, there are currently only 2 centers taking the DSS supplement. We utilize full-time and part-time employment with volunteers as needed. We will operate according to the Virginia standards for licensed child care centers. We will offer an inspiring infant toddler class with age 12 openings, pricing from $145 weekly. 3 employees with an aide for a 1-to-4 ratio for 0 to 15 months, 16 to 23 months, 1-to-5 ratio, 280 to 420 square feet required. We will offer a safe, nurturing, stimulating environment to meet developmental milestones through social interaction, watching, playing, and their senses. We will offer sign language as a second language. Between Abingdon and Glade, there are only 4 infant care slots at a local church facility and 8 slots at People Inc. with the hours of 7:30 to 1:30. Not very accommodating in my book. I'm personally still on a waiting list in this age group. We will have our tenacious 2-year-old class, 8 openings, priced at $135 weekly, 1 employee, 1-to-8 ratio, 280 square feet required. We will concentrate on potty training, center play, socialization, fine motor skills, meeting developmental needs. We will also continue our sign language in this class. There is still currently a waiting list for this class in the county. I have personally experienced this with a 6 to 8 month waiting list personally. Then we have our precocious preschool class with 10, priced at $125 weekly, 1 employee, 1-to-10 ratio, with 350 square feet required. This is our prepping for kindergarten class. They learn through critical thinking, writing, to meet their developmental milestones with numbers, shapes, alphabets, social skills. We will continue the sign language in this class. There's currently a waiting list in this group. I've personally been on one for 4 to 6 months. We will have our Spunky before and after school. 10 to 15 openings, priced at $45 weekly. 1 part-time employee, 1-to-10 ratio, 5 to 8 years. 1-to-20 ratio, 9 to 12 years. 320 to 525 square feet. We will offer homework help, tutoring, physical fitness, electronic playstations, etc. We will offer all day care on some holidays, teacher work days, and limited inclement weather days. There is a waiting list in this area. My grandson was on it for 3 to 6 months before he finally got into a center. When I started this journey, I started it from scratch. Along the way, I was told of an established daycare whose owner I found that to be Kids Are Special Christian Daycare, Miss Sue Dollinger. Her center is located in Meadowview, Virginia. We are currently in discussions about the property and adding on to the center to accommodate the space that's needed for the infant care, in turn expanding the services already offered. Currently licensed at 45, 2 to 12-year-olds. Her current enrollment is 22. At this point, with her coming retirement, she doesn't look to change any of the staffing requirements to accommodate a more enrollment. This is a startup. Okay. Oops, wrong button.
Now, judges, if you have a question of clarification, we just hope you don't have too long of a discussion, but you are allowed to ask clarification questions.
far along are you in the purchase of this property?
This development just came about, honestly, about 3 weeks ago. The State Department that I was working with, the state lady I was working with, emailed me about it, and I went to sue immediately. I went to the center immediately. So we've walked the center, we've measured the center, I've spoken with these different entities about changing the center, upgrading it to hold infants. So we're still in negotiations at this point.
And if this doesn't work out, do you have other plans?
I'd go back to where I was starting from scratch, and I do have some other buildings that I had in mind prior to the news of Miss Sue retirement. There's specific requirements required for infant care in a building and a room.
We have a lot of children with special needs in this area.
Yes, sir.
Your presentation doesn't talk about any special needs kids. Are you planning to accept those?
We will be able to accept special needs and ADA, we will be ADA compliant with that.
You talk about a staff of quite a few people and that they have to be licensed daycare through the state. Do you have those people in place yet, and have they been licensed?
They don't have to be licensed. I have to be licensed.
Okay.
They have to be trained per the state guidelines.
Mhm. And-
The current people at the center are trained.
Okay.
Anyone new that I hire, there are certain credentials that they would have to meet to be accepted as a trained person.
Okay, so you're just going to keep that staff in place?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
With the purchase of this building and with the payroll requirements, have you done the math with this, the number of children that you are anticipating? Is that going to be enough to cover?
Yes, ma'am. I've done the math, I've done the figures, even without the addition. I can add to the center as far as children. It's currently licensed for 45. I can relicense it under my name for 45. So, and she only has 22 right now. So I can add to the number of children currently there. In those age groups, she only keeps 2 to 12. So that's the only age group she keeps right now.
Okay. And that wasn't so hard.
I'm gonna go outside and breathe. I didn't get all the way through it. Thank you, sweetie.
Wasn't so hard, was it?
I do it all the time.
Have you got a PowerPoint in here? Have you got a PowerPoint in here? Maybe you are too.
But then we should have one that
Hey, Kathy?
With the transit. Jamie knows. There we go. All right, ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alan Necessary,
And on behalf of my wife Jamie and I, my co-owner, we'd like to welcome you to our presentation for Sarge's Pay Lake and Campground. We're located in Damascus, Virginia for our mailing address, but we're actually 17 miles out of Damascus, up at a little place called Green Cove. Sarge's Pay Lake and Campground offers primitive camping, trout fishing, trout stocking for ponds and delivery, fresh, clean trout delivery. So if you don't want to catch your own fish, you don't want to clean them, you call us. If you're in a local area, we'll meet you and get them to you. We also have a new bait sales, Appalachian Baits. We offer fishing instruction for first-timers that's never fished, or advanced fishing if you want to learn how to use a fly rod. We also sell drinks, snacks, and novelties. According to OutdoorIndustry.org in 2017, 49.1 million people went fishing at least once and spent $29.9 billion on freshwater fishing alone. Statista.com stated in 2018, 41.67 million people went camping at least once that year. There's not a demographic other than people who love the great outdoors, young or old, male or female. If you like to camp or you like to fish or do both, Sarge's Pay Lake is the place for you. We do target certain nonprofit groups so our business can succeed because this gives us a great boost. We actually make more money off our groups than we do off our individuals. Some of the groups we target are Scouts of America that used to be the Boy Scouts of America, Trail Life, who was a group that spun off the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Virginia Creeper Trail visitors, because we're only 200 yards from the Creeper Trail, we get a lot of traffic from them. Church and youth groups, trout fishing clubs, and other organizations. Our location is prime, located just 200 yards off the Virginia Creeper Trail and 2 miles away from the Appalachian Trail, which can be entered at the base of White Top Mountain. Other area attractions are Grayson Highlands, Backbone Rock, and the Iron Mountain Trail. We consider ourselves the Cadillac of our local campgrounds. We're not big, but we offer free Wi-Fi, free firewood, free water, free electric. We also have a pay-to-fish trout pond and outdoor heated showers. The two campgrounds that are 7 miles away, those are Backbone Rock, or Bear Tree, and Grindstone Campground. You have to pay extra to have electric, water, those types of amenities. Plus, they have no Creeper Trail access. And our camping fees are less than what the state campgrounds charge. Since opening in 2017, Sarge's Pay Lake and Campground has maintained a steady gain in revenue. Our gains have allowed us to make improvements to our business year by year. As you can see, some of our gains have been extended water and electric lines to leased properties, concrete holding pond for additional trout and visitor fish feeding. We purchased our own porta potties. That way we don't have to rent those, and we could usually only rented one. We now have 2 on site. We've built our heated showers. We remodeled an existing building on the the property for more storage, because anytime you got a campground, you always got tools and equipment that you got to use to take care of the facility. We installed a larger water delivery system for the pond. We have a small pond, but we got to put a lot of fish in it, and the fresh water coming in for the trout, they like that, and the more fish we can put in, the better. And we have developed our own lines of baits. We properly named them Appalachian Baits. Our projections. With the addition of our Appalachian Baits, our revenue is predicted to increase yearly. What's going to help us is we designed our own website for our baits. We're not just going to be selling locally through the merchants. We are going to be selling nationally, coast to coast. And we've already been marketing, sending mailers and feelers out, contacting those trout organizations that are having tournaments. We're visiting some of those this spring to boost that sale. This is based off last year for our camping gains and revenue expenditures. We had a very wet spring, but we rebounded real well last year with our camping. Our porta potty and service cleaning, you can see we spent $800 during the season for porta potties. Maintenance and upkeep is our mowing our grass, getting our firewood. So we rounded out about $17,000 just on camping. Fishing, we bought about $5,000 worth of fish. We pretty much made about $2,500 on that. Plus, we sell a lot of snacks, T-shirts, and hats. And you can see we spent about $450 on those, and you turn around and sell them, our gain was about $3,500. Now, our gains for our Appalachian baits, we don't know yet, but this is what we project based on the number of jars that we proceed to put out every month. Our retail sales, selling at the Pay Lake, selling with our wholesale distributor right here in this area, we expect to make around $12,000 this year just off our bait. Now, wholesale, we're not going to make as much because we're going to have to mail. We can't drive, to the West Coast and send it, so we're going to have to pay for that, and mailing costs money. Our cost to make this bait and our products, and these are the jars we're talking about, it's very little. It's very little cost. So that's, based on the amount of jars that we've figured in, we're going to buy $3,600 worth of that. Hopefully, we're going to end up with $18,150 just on our bait sales. Could be more, could be less, but I pretty much feel that we can do that. Our yearly expenditures, just like every business, we have to pay county taxes. We have to pay insurance, license fees, electric. We've cut down on advertising this year than we did last year. The reason for that, we've been using MailChimp. Appalachian Baits has its own little business underneath Sargent's Pay Lake, so we're allowed to get 2,000 emails per business sent out, which helps us. We cut down on our mailings with that. We do donate to the local area, so we spend a little bit on donation. Our vehicle maintenance is way down because we use the truck just to get the fish and to haul lumber to make improvements. One thing that we do need to do, last year I was just the sole employee, but with the expansion of Appalachian Baits, my wife has taken over a full-time role as well. So now we got 2 full-time employees plus a part-time employee that we hire during the summer as needed. And that covers what we have. So we ain't got Forrest up here running the Sargent's Pay Lake and Campground because Janet wants some of that Appalachian bait. So that's my presentation. Are there any questions? Huh?
How do people like your bait that are using it?
We've got good reviews on it. And if anybody knows anything about fishing, Berkeley Power Bait, that's our closest competitor. Yes, sir. And Berkeley Power Bait, it floats. And they only give you 1.75 ounces per jar. We give you 2 full ounces for the same price. We also offer something they don't, and that is an 8-ounce refill bag. You don't have to keep buying those bottles. You can order one of these from us, and it saves the customer money. So that's another advantage that we have.
Is that safe?
Right now, the furthest away we've got our baits right now is in Pennsylvania, in Erie, Pennsylvania. So we are getting it out there. And we have 4 scents right now, 4 flavors.
Did you include your part-time help in with your projections?
Our part-time, the part-time help is mainly with the Pay Lake, that we pay them at the Pay Lake. And we've got 3 this year that's volunteered, that they're local people in the area, senior citizens, that we try to hire locally up there in Green Cove. We try to go through the school system to get the kids to work our first year. Kids don't want to work in the summer. So. Anything else? Well, thanks.
Oh. Oh, smile, Jim. okay. Okay, go.
Good evening. What if I told you that what if I told you with one service you could add value to your property, increase exposure for your business, help control carbon emissions and waterway pollution, and beautify Washington County? You'd probably say that sounds a little too good to be true, but that's exactly what kind of service I'm growing at Greendale Turf Solutions. It's a service that I believe not only brings aesthetic value to our area, but also economic impacts that have value to homeowners, businesses, and institutions in Southwest Virginia. According to Consumer Reports, curb appeal can add 3 to 5% of value to your home or property and is a vital component in determining who is drawn to your business. Curb appeal sets the tone for your business, your customers, your interactions, and ultimately your sales. So consider investing in your turfscape as a way to catch the eye of a potential customer. Maintaining these areas, no matter the size, shows you're invested in them, invested in taking care of them, and that you pay attention to the details. Both are highly sought after intangibles by consumers. Sure, the upfront costs may look twice as high as doing it yourself, but if you factor in time, tools, and materials, the savings is little at best. At Greendale Turf Solutions, our goal is to be the leader in turf grass and landscape industry by staying rooted in customer service and environmental stewardship. My name is Shane Grossclose. I'm the owner and operator of Greendale Turf Solutions. I'm a certified pesticide and fertilizer applicator, drawing from an agricultural degree from Virginia Tech and over 15 years experience in the golf course industry and lawn service industries. My goal is to use scientifically based best management practices that GTS brings an unparalleled understanding of your turfgrass needs and how to meet them while maintaining environmental stewardship. Statistics from the issue-based information system report shows that the lawn and landscape industry is a $93 billion endeavor, employs more than 1 million people, and represents over 500,000 businesses. According to the 2019 Lawn and Landscape State of the Industry report, the median and mean revenues for nearly 19,000 responders was $273,000 and $1.05 million respectively. The cost of lawn care services in the U.S. range from a nickel to a quarter per square foot, with an average lawn size of a little over 9,600 square feet, which is approximately about 1/5 of an acre. With nearly 25,000 residents and over 500 commercial properties in Washington counties, also including schools and institutions of higher learning and ball fields and parks, Washington County is the perfect place to serve Southwest Virginia and the Tri-Cities region. Due to the lack of safe and reliable turfgrass service options that adhere to all local, state, and federal guidelines, GTS has a huge opportunity for potential business. Competitors in the market have either grown so large that they've sacrificed results and customer satisfaction, or they lack the proper education or certifications to provide adequate services. GTS believes our eco-friendly approach, coupled with our second-to-none commitment to customer satisfaction, will bring an innovative and personable approach to the lawn and landscape service industry. By using a certified pesticide and fertilizer applicator, your turf care needs are met while ensuring that your input levels are low and that application methods are more accurate, reducing runoff and drift impacts into the environment. As a steward of the environment, GTS is committed to using organic sources of nitrogen, herbicide chemistries that are safe, and non-neonicotinoid insecticides to protect pollinators. When turfgrass is properly maintained, it can sequester carbon in the soil, prevent erosion, and filtrate storm runoff that helps lower pollution into waterways and greenhouse gases. Compared to the industry giants where their agronomists make a broad spectrum plan in company headquarters for an area, we make site-specific agronomic decisions tailored to our customers' needs and expectations. True Green, based in Memphis, Tennessee, did over $500 million in revenue in 2019 while employing about 1,000 people. There is approximately 314 True Green Lawn Care and True Green commercial branches throughout the United States and Canada, in addition to about 35 franchises. The average True Green service is over $3,000 an acre per year, or nearly $700 per year for an average size lawn in the United States. In securing a service contract with Emory and Henry College and National Management, GTS is taking a big step forward to establishing their place in the market. Our short-term goals is to gain 50 service agreements during the first 4 months of operation and establish a client list of 100 properties or more by the first day of fall, In year 2, we hope to have established a client base of 200 properties while also hiring, by year 2, we hope to establish a client base of 200 properties while also hiring both an administrative and technical assistant. Year 3, we hope to achieve a clientele of 350 properties. And our long-term goal is to move into sod and fertilizer production and possibly one day move into a location to provide supplies and services in that industry. We hope to do $65,000 in revenue at a profitability clip of about 17% in our first year. For every 100 clients, revenue projections double. We hope to secure a business loan funding for about $15,000 in order to buy necessary chemicals, equipment, licenses, insurance certifications, and etc. We hope to pay back 10% more on each loan payment to help put more towards the principal balance, establish a bank account and a relationship with a local partner, and when GTS reaches a clientele of 350 properties, that will put us on par with the national average of revenue. Any questions or comments? Anything of that nature? Yes.
You mentioned a loan for some purchases.
Yes, sir.
You plan on putting some of your money in your purchases?
Yes. In fact, already I've secured a 200-gallon North Star sprayer. I have a 6x8, 2,000-pound low-capacity utility trailer. Also, in the process of securing other equipment like backpack sprayers and fertilizer spreaders and things of that nature. I have established my LLC in the state of Virginia. I have obtained insurance for the business in order to secure the contract with Emory and Henry, and I'm looking at moving forward with a partnership I have with Landscape Supply out of Roanoke to provide materials, and working with my former business partner in Aiken, South Carolina, Atomic Turf. So,
just one more question.
Yes, sir.
For instance, if you were doing my lawn, it sounds like you would come and do soil samples to see exactly what we need.
Yes, well, we would come out, do a lawn evaluation, do a soil sample, see what kind of challenges you're facing, and tailor-made a plan to fit that and your needs and your price point. So, yes, ma'am.
Will you be able to live off 17% profit?
Well, that's putting into account paying me as well into my expenses. But no, the plan, not at first with the 100 clients. Obviously, moving into the second year, past that 100 client threshold, it would be more beneficial to increasing that profitability margin. So, I have factored in, living funds and that into that estimate. But yes, to to moving forward, I need to pass that 100 client threshold at the end of the first year, which would also be needed in order to acquire assistance in the administrative side of it and bringing on help into the business.
You showed that True Green is your main competitor.
Yes, sir.
How aggressively you have to price to get some business out of True Green, and will you be profitable if you do that?
Yes, actually, in the Aiken market, the past year I've spent, when I left, I was a golf course superintendent up until last year, and I left and joined Atomic Turf down in Aiken, and the price points versus what True Green offers puts a lot into account of their overhead that they have to deal with. So whereas I can meet that price point that they provide, and I don't have the cost of paying for 1,000 people and a big facility headquarters and agronomists and things like that. So yeah, I can match that, and I've seen success in other markets obtaining clients from True Green, and in fact, the previous holder of the Emery and Henry contract that I got was True Green Commercial. All right, thank you.
So just a point of clarification for the rest of you. So when you hear that first sound, ding, that tells you you've got 1 minute left. So the da-da, da-da, da-da is the actual when you're done.
Right, because it goes yellow, it makes a noise, then it goes red, it makes a noise, and then red makes a second noise, which is the 8 minute.
Good time.
Is that what I'm saying? Yeah, not like the single ring with the ding on it.
Good job.
One other point of clarification. Have any of our 3 speakers, are you competing for the GM award? Any of the first 3 speakers? So you have to have secured your location in that area.
Glade Spring, Emery, Meadowview, Saltville. Is that what Jim stands for? I think. That's what it stands for.
I thought it was diamonds, pearls, and rubies.
It's another acronym we have. GEMS. Not J-I-M, like James Jim. You didn't give him that trout fishing, you didn't give him that trout fishing bag for him, you said?
Thank you. I would love to try it, but you know, first I want to give just a few weeks, couple weeks vacation. It's just hard enough time.
My wife's busy.
I keep telling my wife she needs another job, but I quit.
There you go. And she hasn't fallen for that yet?
Nope.
Sorry.
Ready? Yes, ma'am. All right, you're up. Well, good evening. My name is Justin Harris.
I'm Brittany Harris.
And we are the co-owners of an existing business called White Blaze Outdoors, and we are operating here in town in Abingdon. So first off, I want to tell you guys a little bit about who we are, what we do, and what separates us from similar businesses. What do we do? White Blaze Outdoors. We provide all-inclusive, interpretive, guided hiking and biking tours around the region. And we are providing these tours all the way from Wytheville, Virginia to Irwin, Tennessee. What do we mean when we say all-inclusive? You can look at the bottom there of the slide. All of these things are available to our customers if they so choose to take those in our packages that we offer. Another big thing is that we do have USDA National Forest permits. So to guide for profit on the tours that we offer in federal lands, we do have those permits. A little bit about our tours. You can see we offer a variety of different tours. We offer a variety of tours to accommodate different ages, to accommodate different experience levels. Some things new that we are offering for this year, expanding into 2020, is our half-day bike tours. On a very small scale, we're offering half-day bike tours from 2 to 4 guests. Another new thing for us this year is science field trips. Brittany has a background in education. She's been a teacher in the local school for 11 years. I have a biology background and also have experience working in outdoor tourism on the Virginia Creeper Trail for 5 years. So we love to take kids out and do hands-on learning and science field trips and teach them about the wildlife in the environment. So here's some of our collaborators that we're working with. I want to point out Creeper Trail Bike Rental for sure. Gary Greer in Damascus, he actually owns 2 bike shops in Damascus now. He's agreed to partner with us and provide us the rental bikes for our small-scale bike tours that we're offering this year. Just a broad overview of our financials. 2019 was a startup season for us. So at this point, we do not have any debt. We don't have any business loans. Brittany and I applied the initial investment to get running next year. Our ending cash balance, you can see that for the year. We had $1,372 in sales in a startup season, and we really didn't even get our first tour until the end of June. So we really only operated from June to October. And so we are projecting to break even somewhere midway through this year, and we're projecting to break even based on a couple things. Based on our increase in bookings that we already have this year compared to last year, and secondly, we're projecting to break even this year because of the decrease in our cost out for goods. So we don't have to buy as many supplies as we did last year. Some of the expenditures for this year, and if we win the business challenge, this is what our money would be going towards. We would be going towards our marketing, our insurance, and our LLC fees. And we also do want to buy new supplies this year to accommodate more students on our field trips. So right now we have the ability to take 10. We want to bump that up to 15 or 20 on these field trips. So we're going to have a little bit of fun just for a second. We're going to set up a scenario here, and this scenario is going to answer the question for you. It's going to answer the question, who is our target customer, and what is the problem that we're solving? So here's a scenario. Brittany is an amateur hiker, okay? She's like, hey, I want to go hiking. I pulled out my phone, I downloaded this app, and it told me to go to this place, and I can see this waterfall. So that sounds cool. I'm going to try it. And then I'm going to get on Amazon, and I'm going to buy like everything that says hiking because I feel like I probably need it all, right? So she's an amateur hiker. I'm out hiking with her, and we're going to meet in this scenario, okay? So, hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. It's a great day. Man, wow. It looks like you're like on this intense through long-distance hike. Are you hiking for 3 or 4 weeks?
No, I'm just out here for a couple hours trying to find this waterfall that some of my friends told me about, and I found on this app.
Oh, okay. Well, if I may, can I give you a couple suggestions?
Sure.
Okay, well, first off, the trail for the waterfall was like a quarter-mile back. Did you see that little spur that went to the left, that little blue blaze? Okay, that's where you would have took the trail to get to the waterfall. And just a heads up, it's about a 300 or 400 foot elevation gain, so it's kind of in a half a mile, so it's kind of a little bit of a climb. Second of all, if I can suggest something, you have way too much gear for a 2-hour hike. Like, I mean, it's going to make your hike brutal if you're trying to hike up this thing. So here's what I would suggest for you. Like a simple day pack, which just has a bottle of water, has a couple snacks in it. And I would suggest you would take like just a pair of simple trekking poles because the trail is going to be uneven and you're going to lose your footing. Does that sound good?
That would be awesome.
All right, so by the way, my name's Justin, and I own a local hiking tours company called White Blaze Outdoors. And if you ever want to go hiking, we can hook you up. If you want to bring your friends or your family, we will take you, we'll provide the gear for you, and we'll actually stop along the way and show you and teach you about the native plant life and the native wildlife. How's that sound?
That'd be great. Thank you.
There you go. All right. So as you can see, that's the problem we're solving, and that's one of our target customers. Another one of our target customers is we are reaching out to the out-of-state person who is coming into our area for tourism. So if we provide a service to somebody who's coming in for outdoor tourism, they're going to stay longer, and they're going to spend more money in our hotels, and they're going to spend more money in our local restaurants. So it's a win-win for everybody. So finally, I want to talk about one more question. I want to answer the question, why? Why are we doing this? Why did we decide to start this business? What is essentially the passion and the purpose behind this? Our mission at White Blaze Outdoors is to provide everyone with a unique wilderness experience that leaves them more encouraged and more connected with their purpose here on this earth. And for Brittany and I, we really focus on 2 words in this, encouraged and connected. Encouraged and connected. Because you see, here's the deal. We live in a society today, we live in a culture today where we are enamored and we are addicted to a screen. And we feel like that it would be an amazing opportunity to get people unplugged from technology, take them out into the wilderness, because we believe that nature is therapy for all ages. And so I would say, like, how do you taking someone out into this? And some people might say, do you really think that taking people out on the trail is therapy? It's going to prevent some mental illness, because we're seeing the correlation of depression, anxiety, and suicide rates are going up, and studies are saying that this could be correlated to the screen time and just how we're so addicted to technology. And my answer to that would be, I don't think that it will. I know that it will. I know that it does for me personally. I know that people walk around with stuff they're dealing with, and people think they act like they have it all together all the time, when they really don't. And I know walking through, like seeing my dad go through chemotherapy and losing his battle over 18 months, man, I could go out on a hill and I could just sit and I could look out and just sit in silence, or I could go to a waterfall and just sit in silence, and how much therapy it was for me. So if we have customers from White Blaze Outdoors that walk away from us feeling encouraged, feeling connected, and feeling like they've had just a disconnect even for a few hours, it's a huge win for us. So thank you for your time. Any questions?
Are you still teaching?
Yes.
Okay, and are you totally employed with the company, or?
I do work a part-time job as well.
Okay. Because I know in the winter it would probably be a slow business, right?
Correct. Yes. It's really about an 8-month season. We do offer our day hikes and just day hikes year round. We offer overnight hikes and our nature hikes April to November, essentially because of the weather. My hope is to eventually do this full time as we grow.
You say you offer transportation. Do you have the capacity to do that?
Yes, ma'am. I have capacity to handle, and we really focus on families at this point. When we do church groups, when we do science field trips, those people will meet us at a location or meet me and follow me to the trail.
Do you have a set pickup point and drop-off points?
I will actually go. I just booked a family from New Jersey a couple weeks ago that are coming here for spring break and staying at the Martha. So I will go pick them up at the Martha and return them after their tour. Or if someone, like I said, if someone's not comfortable riding with me for whatever reason, we can set those points up, and they can follow me, or they can meet me at the trailhead.
To your out-of-state customers, I take that you glean those from your website or
Yes, social media, Google Ads, and as I mentioned, I worked in Damascus for 5 years on the Creeper Trail, so I know the demographic that is coming here. So I'm targeting those particular metro cities that come here anyway, that are visiting our area. And so they always ask, hey, what else is there to do? So I'm offering them something else to do in the area. So.
Thank you.
I'm out there. Fair warning.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Testing.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to come up here. You're gonna. There we go. Okay, we are ready. All right. Hello, my name is Amy Smith, and this is my husband Jared, and we own Solstice Nutrition, a startup that we opened on January 1st here in the Virginia Highlands Small Business Incubator. Now, before you throw your chocolate cake at me, we're not the food police. Don't worry. Just hear us out.
All right, let's start with some unsettling numbers. According to the United Way of Southwest Virginia, 30% of adults here in Washington County have a body mass index high enough to be categorized as obese. This makes Washington County's obesity rate higher than the state's overall average.
According to the Virginia Department of Health, 1 in 10 adults has type 2 diabetes and 1 in 3 are pre-diabetic. All of these statistics reflect health issues that can be addressed by food and lifestyle choices alone.
At Solstice Nutrition, we offer integrative nutrition and wellness education, which is based on a whole body and whole food approach. We focus on prevention, addressing current health concerns, and improving overall vitality and wellness.
So a little more information about us. I have 2 bachelor's degrees in the health and wellness field, and I'm about 3 months away from completing my master's degree from MUIH in nutrition and complementary health. I also have training in herbal medicine. I have 1,500 hours in clinical herbalism and medicine making, which sets me apart from other nutrition professionals in this area. This specialization allows me to offer my clients more natural means to treatment and to avoid overuse of supplements. Although it is not required in the state of Virginia for me to have a license to practice nutrition, I am working towards my certified nutrition specialist license. This requires a 1,000-hour internship and a board exam that I will take in November. Once I have that license, Solstice Nutrition can order labs and also take insurance, which opens up our customer base to those people that may not be able to afford our prices out of pocket.
I trained in culinary arts and restaurant management at the Southeast Culinary and Hospitality College. I'm currently earning my associates in small business management and will graduate in May. I have 15 years culinary experience cooking in kitchens and restaurants across the Tri-Cities, and I spent 3 years as the purchasing manager at the Meadowview Conference Center in Kingsport, where I was responsible for $1.5 million in annual food and beverage purchases for the resort.
So who is our target market? We see clients undergoing high levels of stress that are causing interruption to their health and diet. Stress causes inflammation, sleep issues, disruption of nutrient absorption, and increases levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. These clients often find us through Facebook ads that are specific to stress. A large number of clients find us through Google searches for treatment of digestive disorders. This includes IBS, Crohn's disease, chronic constipation, and acid reflux. These conditions are often caused by adverse childhood experiences, trauma, anxiety, and gut bacteria disturbances, often caused by the use of antibiotics. We also see busy professionals, students, and parents who suffer from fatigue and insomnia. These often go hand in hand with their energy levels, focus, and concentration.
We meet with people who have diabetes or are pre-diabetic that needs additional education on proper food intake and eating patterns. Our clients are folks who want to improve their overall health simply and effectively and are looking to feel better in their day-to-day lives. Really anyone who's wanting to empower themselves through increased nutrition knowledge and culinary competence.
We offer a variety of services. Nutrition consultations are the initial appointment for new clients. This is a 90-minute appointment in which we discuss health and family history, stress, sleep, movement, medications, lab work, and health goals. This is followed about a week later by a strategy session in which I give evidence-based interventions based on the client's goals. They can then buy follow-up sessions either individually or as a package and based on their future needs. And we also offer family consultations. We offer meal planning in 7 and 21-day plans, and that starts with a 30-minute consultation with one of us to go over your goals, your budget, your preferences, and your cooking levels. We also offer education through classes and workshops on a variety of topics. We offer cooking classes, grocery store tours with label reading instruction, and also farmers market companion shopping for clients who need extra support and education.
So what sets us apart? What is it that makes Solstice Nutrition unique? Amy has extensive training in 2 niche areas, nutrition and herbal medicine. She's one of the only practitioners proficient in both of these disciplines in Southwest Virginia and Northeast Tennessee, and one of only a few within a 100-mile radius. This gives Solstice Nutrition a competitive advantage in the region. Also, we're not bound by regional borders. We offer both in-office and virtual support. by utilizing the telehealth app platform, which enables us to communicate online, face-to-face, and in real time to clients across the country.
As an additional service, I have training in intuitive eating, which is a mindful approach to food that is based on listening to and trusting your body's hunger and fullness cues. In today's world of fad dieting and food misconception, the fork is often seen as a loaded gun in which one wrong bite will lead you to obesity or a heart attack. The anxiety and fear around food has taken the pleasure out of eating and created a lot of blame and shame. Intuitive eating empowers us to take back our health and allows us to trust ourselves and cultivate attunement to our bodies and minds.
My culinary knowledge and experience enable me to work intuitively with our meal planning software to provide curated and individualized recipes, meal planning packages, culinary education, and cooking classes tailored to meet each client's unique needs.
So why choose to start a business in nutrition and wellness? The field is growing at an impressive rate. According to the Labor Bureau statistics, from 2018 to 2028, it is expected to be 11% higher than the average rate of other occupations. As evidence grows to support the idea of food as medicine, the need for services on education and meal planning increases.
A quick word about regarding our financials. Our fixed monthly costs come to a total of $1,015. Based solely upon new client procurement, we calculate our break-even point at 5 new clients per month. Our research also shows that similar businesses have a client retention rate of 40 to 60%. These repeat customers who purchase follow-up consultations in combination with the additional revenue streams of meal planning, cooking classes, and nutrition education will enable us to meet and exceed our break-even point quickly and consistently. If we were to take first place in the competition, the prize money would be used in the following ways. $764 for new diagnostic and educational equipment, $428 towards branding items for participating in events and trade shows, $1,125 to cover fees and travel costs for Amy to take her CNS license board exam, $1,000 into marketing campaign development and website enhancement, and the remaining amount will go directly towards covering our fixed monthly costs.
So in conclusion, our mission at Solstice Nutrition going forward is to build relationships by networking and making connections with other people in the health and wellness industry in Southwest Virginia. We'll work to empower people by raising awareness in the community about a whole foods approach to healthy living. Additionally, we will work to increase knowledge by educating those in the community who need assistance with chronic health conditions. And we also want to support local businesses and farmers by providing recommendations to our clients that also provide food choices from the local businesses, movement and self-care options like they're offering with the hiking.
Look, we know everyone knows how to eat. We all been eating your whole lives, right? But what most folk don't realize is it only takes a few minor changes in your daily routine. Just a few simple things, when done mindfully and consistently, can create profound improvements in the quality of your life. That's where we come in. Solstice Nutrition is here to provide solutions and support along your journey towards improved health, vitality, and well-being. Thank you for your
So have you already started your business?
Yeah, we opened here on the 1st of the year.
Okay.
So if I'm looking for your services, web-based, or how will the folks in our area find you?
So right now we're working on getting the word out through the Wolf Whistle. We've been going around town putting up signage, also just trying to network with other therapists in the area that work in the mental health field because that has a lot to do with anxiety and stress. We're really working to build our social media presence, and Jared's been working on our website, and we've seen a big increase in our traffic in the last 3 weeks by just making improvements.
Our SEO and search engine optimization to have people find us more easily on Google.
How expensive is it? I mean, if I wanted to come in for consultations.
So a new client package usually starts about $225. We are, right now with our grand opening and things, we are offering some discounts on that just as a grand opening thing, but the average expense is $225 for a new client. That would be for just a one-on-one nutrition consultation. And that would include your 90-minute session and then the strategy session in which we would determine which way we wanted to go. And then follow-ups beyond that come in packages. You can buy them individually at $75 a piece or a 3-month package at $450.
Have you been fairly successful in having clients?
Yeah, we have, and luckily with my training for school, I have a lot of clients that I had prior to opening the business, and I've been able to have them as follow-up customers. We just moved to the area, so we're really just trying to get some local business drummed up rather than just an online presence. But we have, mostly where our success right now is with follow-up customers, people that I've already established with.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
You don't have that, you want to-
Sure.
I do have a PowerPoint. It's on the desktop. I think we're good as long as it works. It's up. Let me pass out my class schedules and then I'll click go.
You ready?
Sure. Let's go. Okay, we're good? Okay. I'm Jenny Carlisle, and I am the owner and manager of Crafts on Main, which is a retail shop in Abingdon, here in Abingdon, for fabrics and craft goods. And we, our opening day was this past Saturday, and we are serving the local DIY community, which is huge. DIY nationwide is one of the largest industries, and it has been for several years. Oops, there we go. Everywhere you look, there's something new going on with the DIY industry, whether it's one of the bazillion TV shows that are on about DIY, or you look around you and you see stores that are catering to the idea of people doing it themselves. And so we are here to help to supply products for our local DIY community. We are tapping into this industry, and DIY is all about empowering individuals with knowledge and confidence in the related project that they're doing, and we are here to supply them with the products and supplies that they need in order to get that confidence and that empowerment. We are also a center for learning. We are offering classes in sewing for adults and youth, and also the homeschool community. And we are also offering classes with Cricut die cutting machines, which are really popular right now. And we're looking for other talented individuals to join our team in instructors in knitting and crochet and a whole bunch of other crafty fields. So in addition to that, we are also a location with a sewing studio rental space. Let's see here. We have decided to rent out our back classroom, which is a beautiful space. When we moved into the building, it had the ugliest, stained up, horrid carpet you have ever seen. And so we ripped that up and we put down this beautiful new flooring, and it's just really brightened up the space and made it an inviting place. And so our plan is to rent out that space to the people that just really don't have the space in their home. That's one of the common themes that I hear with people is, oh, I'd love to work on this, but I just don't have the space in my home. So they can come and they can rent out our classroom space for the hour or the day or whatever it may be, and the mess never makes it to their kitchen table. So where are we located? We are located in a great space on Main Street, in the space of the former Janine's Quilt Shop, which was a business that operated consistently for the last 35 years. And I've heard that in the heyday of Janine's, it was a pretty happening place for quilters. And Janine held classes in the back space that we are using as our classroom space. So it's a space that has a history of like use, and people know where we are. We're right next door to Front Row Music, which is another successful local business, and we're right across the street from Chicken Little, which is the most popular breakfast spot in town. So people know where we are, and it's a great place. It's a great spot on Main Street. We've got this big, large gravel parking lot next door with a lot of room, which is kind of a rarity for downtown businesses to have so much parking, but we do. And according to VDOT, 12,000 vehicles pass us every day. So we're easy to get to, and I think that our location will be an asset to us as we grow. What do we do? I touched on this a little bit already, but we're a retailer of sewing and crafting goods, and we strive to offer quality over quantity. Forbes finds that consumers are looking for bargains, but they're not necessarily looking for low quality items. So we're coming in, and our goal is to offer quality items in a reasonable price. So right now, I'm stuck. Right now, the local consumers have pretty much 3 options. They can go to the big box stores and buy from the selection that's rather generic, or the quality might not be there, or the sales staff might not necessarily know the answers to their questions. Or they can buy online and hope that the pictures that they saw really are an honest representation of the products that they will receive. Or they can get in their cars and they can drive down the freeway to the other larger cities and find a greater selection down there. So we are hoping to offer another option for our local consumers, our local crafting community. And that option would be that the products we carry are not the same generic products that you can find at Walmart or down the freeway. Our fabrics are cotton and other natural fibers. They're not polyester, and you can feel the difference just by touching them. They're so soft. So in addition to quality, we are also big on making sure that our products are current and on point with the current trends. I find it to be true that a lot of shops in small towns carry products that are kind of dated, and unfortunately that keeps these shops from appealing to the younger generations, and eventually they age out of relevancy. So it's big for us to carry products that are current and that are on point with trends, but also we plan on continuing to carry products that are the seasoned favorites that will keep the current clientele and the former clientele, keep them coming back to our shop. So as you see, these are some of the brands that we carry, and if you know anything about crafting or sewing, you might recognize some of these as newer brands, and then others of them are the old favorites that have been around for a while. So the community is ready for us. Our Facebook page had over 500 followers before we even opened. And these are engaged followers. They are sharing our posts, they're tagging their friends, they're commenting, and they're sending us messages all the time. So it's been exciting to watch. And the week before we opened, this past Saturday was our opening day. So last week we were in the shop getting everything ready, and I counted 53 people coming to the door that was locked, hoping that we would let them in last week. So also, our website, we posted the online registration for our current class schedule, and our first class starts March 5th, and our adult sewing class sold out a few weeks ago. So a month before it even started, before the shop has even been opened, one of our classes is sold out. So people are ready for us, and people want us here. We're finding the shop was featured on the front page of both the Washington County News and the Bristol Herald, and I was expecting like a small column, like C5 or something, but we ended up with this huge spread on both papers, and that was unsolicited. a reporter contacted me, and she had heard from somebody who heard from somebody that we were opening. And so the word of mouth has just been going like a grass fire. It's been incredible to watch. And what that has proved to us is that not only does the community want us here, but they're ready for us, but they want us here. Oops, and I am out of time. So with that, I'll leave you with this adorable picture of my daughter because we are a family-owned company. So.
When I was listening to your pitch, it's the one thing that came to my mind was something old gets something new.
Right.
It sounds to me like your web presence and all the social media is going to be very strong, yet the location that you're at, it's a good foundation for that. And in addition to your web presence and social media, do you think you might try to reach local customers other than those platforms?
I think certainly. I think that, as an example, Janine's, that was there for over 35 years, their clientele was older than I am, and I think that they probably are not, they are probably not these people that are sharing my posts on Facebook. So certainly that, we'll hand out flyers, we'll reach out to the news station, we'll go for other avenues of advertising. So, thank you.
Are you ready? Just tell me when you're ready.
We're ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, how are you today? Oh, good. How are you? I'm doing good. Your hair looks so beautiful. Oh, thank you. How long did it take? I just got it done. You did? I did. Who does your hair? Paulina, Pauline's Place. Oh, here in Abington. Do you have her number? I actually have a business card with me. Let me check. Here you go. Thank you. I'm gonna call her right now.
Oh, I think that's for me. I am Pauline Wilson, and I do own Pauline's Place, a hair salon here in Abingdon. I have to tell you just a little bit about it. We are located at 793 West Main Street. We used to be located at 1279 West Main Street, there by Ferris Funeral Home. And the location was a little too small, so I decided I need a little bit more space. So we moved down into a little bit more of the where the action's going on in the town, and got a lot more space. Got about 1,200 square foot compared to 900. Got a little bit more parking. Every business needs parking. Our business has been growing. I'm so proud of that. But the one thing that my business does is that I pride myself. It's not just hair that we do. Now, I know all of you in here have that special someone that does your hair. Whether it's cut. I see a lot of beautiful work in this room. but I take a lot of pride in what I do. I've done hair for 35 years. I've been in Abingdon for 21 of those years. I have been a business owner for 10. Now, I didn't start out as wanting to be like at the main top of the ladder, because already having 35 years in, I'm thinking, ooh, how much more can I do? But let me just say that doing this challenge has put a fire in me to see my business not just be consistent. I mean, I want consistent business, but I want it to grow through doing social media, doing Yelp, doing, of course, word of mouth, Facebook, Instagram, all these things that we do in day-to-day life and living. My business has taken a growth that, honest, I am so blessed to say my business is debt-free, other than monthly expenses. I have 2 employees. I can use 2 more. I've actually set in plan a incentive to hire another stylist, manicurist, whatever I may need. I need all of it. With that, I've given them 3 months booth rental. That's like $1,200 that I'm offering to them. I can do that because my overhead is low. My business is paid for. I can offer a little bit more cushion. I give my employees a week's rent that they can use for free at any time. Let's say Christmas coming, birthdays coming, vacations coming, and they need a little extra time. I want to be good to my customers. I also want to be good to my employees. Now, we do about 1,100 people in our clientele list. You may not think that's a whole lot, but let me tell you, when you're standing every day, I work 12 to 14 hours a day. It's a lot of work, but I love what I do. I have a passion for what I do. I take doing my job very serious. So in that, my sales, just the year of 2017, my personal, not just my employees, but my personal customer growth was 1,699 people that I did. For 2018, I've done 1,688. This past year, I've done 1,829 people myself. Not my 2 other girls, but me. Now, if anybody knows anything about having a business, it is a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It's a lot of customer service. It's a lot of providing when you think, how are we going to do this? I have been in the business long enough. I know the ups, the downs. I know my competitors. I have 3 salons that's in a 3-mile radius of me that have about 21 employees combined. I've worked with 12 of those employees personally. I know their strengths and their weaknesses as they know mine. Now, my strength is good customer service. I pride myself in good customer service. I pride myself in being a giving business. I think when you give, you receive. I don't give just to receive. But you know what? If you walked in my business, you're my #1 priority. So is it with my girls. You walk into my business, you're our #1 priority. And so my weaknesses might be, I might get a little bit too windy. I know people want to get in, they want to get out. They ain't got time to hear me chat, okay? We provide quality, professional products. We have a staff that goes above and beyond. And with giving, I want to make a statement that, we give to the local schools. We give free haircuts to kids in need. And sometimes it's not even kids in need. They can be a family that come in, maybe just having a bad day, and we will tell them, hey, it's on us today. And I know you think, how can you make any money by giving away your services or giving away your time? Again, my numbers prove that in that giving, I do receive. Now, also to say that in that giving, we have customers that come in and day out. And we have carpet like this in our salon. One of the things that I want, and hopefully, even though we're a small business, you know, it's sole proprietorship, we have carpet, we need new lighting. It's important that we see what we do. We need new lighting. I need a logo. What I would not give for a really nice logo. And with the money, if I were to win, this is what I would do. So when you come into my business, you wouldn't see this crazy carpet in a hair salon. And I know a lot of you think, well, you can vacuum, but it is, you know, people have allergies. You know, it's just not good. But lighting and logo. But thank y'all for your time. And also, if I can just take 1 second, in being a giving business, now today I kept thinking, what can I do? Because you all are potential customers, as I'm a potential customer to you all. I've sat here and told my friends what every one of you are doing. I was so excited about telling what you're doing. So in that, because of being a potential customer, I brought everyone, whoever wants one, I brought a little treat from my business to yours. So when you leave, you can get one. But anyway, thank you for your time, and thank you for listening. Oh, forgive me. Sorry. Yes. Question.
Sounds like you've got a good customer base already.
Yes.
Do you have any plans to try to reach out to get more customers?
Oh, most certainly. Like I said, our growth, even just in the last 4 or 5 months, our growth has probably gone up another 10% just by using Yelp and doing our social media picking up. You know, we've offered more services, lash extensions, waxing. We've added a lot more services. And if I can also say, when I opened my business, I noticed at your Powell Valley Bank, your bank, they sponsored me, opened my business. That's where I got my business loan, was through them. I paid it off in a year. And I've just really been diligent about making sure my business is paid for and I can operate without the headache, crazy overhead. So, forgive me. See, I told you I'd talk. So anyway, but is there anything else that I can at least put out there that might?
As a sidebar, you enjoy talking.
I do enjoy talking.
I find in town, when you want to find out what's going on in town, go get your hair cut.
Well, I do pride myself in that too, that we do try, and I can honestly say, I'm so proud of my girls, that if, let's say, a little thing like that would come up, we kind of try to put out the fire, because we do have a little name for stuff like that, and we want to keep it clean. I want my customers to hear good. I want them to see good. And I want them to feel good. So when they leave, man, they can conquer the world just by using these 2 little hands and listening. So. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Ready?
We're
Okay,
ready.
hang on. All right, go.
All right, I'll do a little introduction. My name is Hunter Danhart. I've been a local business owner for 8 years. This is
I'm Stephanie Cox. I have several local businesses, one being a clothing boutique. And the hard thing for a lot of small businesses is the overhead. When you want a storefront, overhead's really hard. So that's where the downtown mart comes in.
that's just what you need, and we're going to tell you about it. So our biggest misconception is we're modern day mercantile. We're not what you saw in Abingdon years ago. Nothing wrong with that, but we're a completely different concept. First off, we got a shared expense model. So we're going into this pretty much 100% debt free. I mean, we've got our overhead costs covered, but everybody, all of our vendors kind of share the cost of opening this place, all of our overhead. So at the end of the day, once we're starting to make sales, that's where all of our percentages come in on profit, which is always a good thing as a business owner. We provide a retail space for any of these vendors in the local area that can't afford. I mean, not everybody can afford to go open a business. I mean, it's not easy. There's a lot of headache to it. We help cover that and get all these local vendors, whether it be boutiques or craftsmen or people with sewing things or painting things or anything. You're more than welcome at our shop. Right now, we're going to be able to hold. We actually got the keys on our new place today. We're going to be able to start with 20 plus vendors and hope by September we're going to expand over and probably project to 50 plus vendors. And we already have a lot of these vendors ready to go, contract signed and everything. How do we get the word out? That's the best part about having a mercantile. Our vendors, I mean, if you put 20 plus vendors in one place, they're going to market for you. Instead of just us marketing the place, they're marketing your product, which brings everybody to one place. In return, we save a ton on marketing. Of course, we're going to do all of our marketing also, but it's a shared expense. They cover a lot of that for us. And it helps to know a lot of other businesses around here that we can reach out to. We hope maybe Justin and Brittany will make our store a drop-off point.
That would be smart.
There is a mercantile in Bristol. Both of us were involved in when that was open. And then I opened a mercantile in the Johnson City Mall, and we have been in business for a year. So we kind of know the ins and outs of the business. We've been through it, and we've gotten to know a lot of the local vendors and small business owners.
Good part about this is you get all the connections and great reviews, and you can move all that business up here and keep expanding out.
Everybody really loves that you can find all of these things in one store. You can get candles and clothes and gifts, and it's all in one place.
We like to call it a local Amazon. So we've also done our research. So in the next 2 years, this is projected that Virginia is one of the top states to visit, which helps every one of us, of course. On top of that, what are most of these visitors doing? They're going shopping, which is great for us. I mean, if every person averages $581 per trip and we're 26% of that, I mean, that helps every one of us. That's great news for everybody. Most mercantiles around the country are in population of 5 to 75,000. Abingdon, of course, fits right in on that. Plus, all the visitors, everything around here brings every year. Not to mention, we are dead center in the heart of Abingdon at our new location. I mean, that's going to be huge. Why Abingdon? Well, of course Abingdon. I mean, why not? It's all based on local. Everybody wants to come and see local crafts. I mean, you have a whole 2-week festival on just everybody local artists. That's going to be one of our big goals, is to make sure we have local crafts in our store. Not to mention their boutique, but I also make local handmade furniture that we sell. We're 3 months out on all orders at the moment. So we plan to put that in the store also and have a storefront for us. Also, I mean, everything around us, the Barter, the Martha Washington, the Creeper Trail, all these other local businesses drive in traffic. I mean, foot traffic in our location is going to be huge. We plan to have a one-of-a-kind shopping destination. I mean, you can not to knock other stores at all, but instead of jumping around from store to store to find what you want, we hope to be that store that has anything and everything you want in it. A little bit of everything. I mean, from, like we said, from furniture to clothing to candles to jewelry to, I mean, I'm sure you know some other things.
There's tons. And we take pride in being able to help local small business owners who, there's a lot who maybe just make handmade earrings and they can never have a storefront, but we're able to give them that place to send people. And then they come in, they look at other small business owners, so they don't just buy from that one person.
The best part is too, we cater from, on our business model, we charge by the square foot, or if you want wall space or floor space, or even the counter we're going to design ourselves and put in, we can have little shelves in there. So if you're selling anything from, you need a whole 10 by 10 square, or you just need one little shelf to sell your stuff, we kind of cater to everyone there. So let's talk about the location. Anywhere on Main Street in Abington, of course, is perfect, but I feel like we have that little bit better spot. This is almost in front of where we're at, but we also have one of the few things that nobody has around here. Right across the street from ours is, Tony, you can help me with this, probably 60 to 70 parking spots.
Municipal parking lot, yes.
Public spaces. I mean, perfect spot. They can walk right across the street, come on in. We catch traffic. I mean, as our stats show, we're catching people from the farmers market on Saturday morning going back to their cars. We're catching people from the Martha Washington coming down, strolling at night, or after they leave the bar coming to eat, or before it. We're right there in between in that perfect spot. We have to catch everybody in and out. Our best thing is shop local, shop small, shop downtown Merck. Do y'all have any questions?
What do you plan, if you win, what do you plan to use the money for?
The main thing will be the startup cost. I mean, there is a few. We are actually renovating the building. We just signed a lease on it, got the keys today. There will be some overhead costs there. We don't have to take out loans to do this, but we will be using it to help make the space usable for everyone. New lighting, new flooring, things like that. And then helping push the marketing for this grand opening. I mean, we have a whole month of just us marketing the place to really get it to that point. So when we have that grand opening, everybody comes rolling in. And then throughout, I mean, you're going to have, there's always unexpected costs in owning a business. I mean, we all know that. So it's just nice to have that in there.
Do you already have vendors?
Yes, ma'am.
We do.
That's why we're hoping we can expand pretty quickly. We are actually limited. We wanted to start out bigger, but just couldn't find the right location. But we have a new location that's going to give us that opportunity to expand as we go.
How long do your vendors typically stick with you, or is there a minimum length of time that you would let someone come in?
We have contracts. You have to stay at least 3 months, and to get out of your contract, you have to give us 30 days. Now, that doesn't really seem like too secure, but we've never had an issue in the past. There's vendors in the Bristol store that we helped get going 3 years ago,
Almost 3 years.
and they've been there the whole time.
People usually stay.
Right. The good thing about this is there's not a ton of overhead for these vendors, so every little bit they make helps. It's always getting their name out, and they don't have all that ton of overhead. I mean, just a monthly rent is a lot easier on than owning a store.
Right.
So your total revenue's coming from rent?
And we take a commission from each business owner, which helps cover our employee cost and any other overhead. So that extra revenue is what we actually would make in the end.
We have all of our insurance, utilities, all the overhead covered in on everything. Really, the sales are what's kind of our profit off the store. And then, of course, when she sells in her boutique and then I sell my furniture, that's just extra. Do you have any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
dear. Now I've done something. I am ready. Hello, everyone. I am Hannah Eichen, the owner of Spot of Color LLC. Spot of Color is a fine art supply retail store with classroom and community hangout space. We're opening up in Abingdon, Virginia in March on the 19th. Spot of Color focuses on an eco-friendly, healthy, and inclusive environment. So our motto is, the earth without art is just, let's make it beautiful together. Some of the problems Spot of Color intends to take head on is a lack of quality art supplies, a lack of environmentally friendly art supplies, and education on safe use and disposal of said art supplies, a lack of evening entertainment for locals and tourists visiting Abingdon. There's also a fear of creating in this area. People are worried that their artwork isn't maybe good enough to be considered art. Maybe they don't feel like they're considered artists. This has been mostly due to a lack of support for those pursuing art as a hobby, therapeutic release, or as a profession. The target market customers who are experiencing these problems are young people and students. They are looking for summer projects, places to hang out, and are most susceptible to the fear of being an artist. Professional artists are looking for easy access to art supplies, quality ones at that. They are selling art in the area, and they are people who make eco-conscious choices in other areas of their lives and may not know how to transfer that over into their creative lifestyle. Hobbyists are another area. They are excited about trying new mediums and techniques, and they're likely to take classes and just want to learn. The other group is women over 35. This is a group that has a Pinterest. They're actively searching for projects to create. They're looking for girls' night out events such as paint and sips, things like that. They are people who like to create but maybe are unsure of how to start a project. So that's a group. Shoppers with a conscience. Specifically, this conscience is people who are looking for eco-friendly things and inclusive places to hang out. The solution that Spot of Color is going to offer these people is that we're going to offer an assortment of high-quality, eco-friendly supplies. We'll have extended and weekend hours to support people who have day jobs so they can come in and shop, and also visitors touring Abingdon on weekends. We will have an inclusive atmosphere to create a comfortable and safe space for people who are browsing or taking classes that might be uncomfortable with being an artist. And we will have community outreach programs that will benefit local schools and many other groups as we go along. We'll have classes that range from beginning watercolor to mastering artist oils, and also sip and craft and sip and paint nights. The revenue sources, there are 3. We will have a retail shop, obviously, with $45 spent average by a customer entering a store intending to purchase something. This will be a large source of our revenue. Artist commissions is another area. This is kind of a double dip situation where we're going to be charging a small commission fee from artists who want to sell work in our store. Then, as their artwork sells, they need more supplies to make more artwork, so hopefully they'll come to us because we'll have a strong relationship with them. Classes will be designed around items available in store so that as people are taking classes and learning, they are conveniently placed to purchase those supplies to continue. These class fees will range from $20 to $55 depending on subject material and my costs of supplies.
Some recent exciting things that have been happening with me. I have gathered a list of talented and excellent teachers who are eager to start teaching classes in my space. Artists have been requesting different items, asking what I'll carry in the store, which gives me a great idea of what to stock. When talking with the community, I hear a lot of, oh, finally, and oh, we had one, but it doesn't exist anymore. We really miss it. So the next steps will be trying to harness this excitement about this store and open the class registrations and retail shop. To do these things, marketing time will be spent. We will be releasing a class calendar monthly, advertising that through email, online, newspaper, whatever we can find. These classes will be a range of things, but will also be focused around holidays, special events, things going on around town. There will be some ad campaigns going out to spotlight products in our store that embody Spot of Color, specifically our eco-friendly supplies, and some spotlights on artists selling work in our store. Interactive social media posts will be critical to driving traffic to the store. These will be 60-second videos or silly quizzes that will tell you what medium you should be using based on your favorite friend's character. Things like that. We've all seen them on Facebook if we spend time there. I will also be doing some print ads. I'll be buying a barter ad package and putting things like rack cards and welcome centers in local businesses. My team. As a single member LLC, I've gathered a team of advisors. I've got Cindy Fields at the Small Business Development Center, Cheryl Janelle, my CPA, and Lindsay Holderfield. And of course, me. Here's a quick montage of my art skills. We might have to speed through this. So hopefully that's woken you up a little bit so we can get to some of these financials. These are my expenses, $27,000 of startup, which will be covered by my contributions and loans. $1,300 monthly will be required to cover my essential bills, monthly bills. Projected profits, I'm looking at $46,000 in the first year. And my customer base is 83,000 people living in a 15-mile radius. There was a social media survey, and the results are on that piece of paper that I handed you. 32% would spend $200 or more on supplies for a new project or hobby. 50% would spend $50 to $74 on a class with the supplies included. Local competition. With my knowledge and convenience of shopping in town where people create, I will have a step ahead of some of the local competition. Cheat Joe's Art Stuff in Boone, North Carolina is kind of out of the way and unknown to most. And Michael's and Hobby Lobby have beginner supplies, but their staff isn't prepared to guide beginners to those supplies that are best for them. Funds earned from the business challenge, if I should win, will go towards a bunch of working capital, advertising, stock expansion, community outreach, and all of that. And that's it. Questions?
What would be the hours of operation?
I'm looking at 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Classes could start anytime during the day, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
7 days a week?
Yes.
Do you have staff to do that?
It's going to be me for the first year. By the second year, I'm hoping to hire a part-time employee. And by the third year, I want a full-time employee.
I know you mentioned some of the big box stores that you'll compete with,
yes,
the supplies. Will your customers find your prices reasonable?
Yes, they are comparable. There's actually a comparison chart on that sheet that I handed you. There are some places that all craft supply stores kind of vary greatly. So I found kind of a nice medium range. And the supplies will be quality, whereas some of the other ones might be a little lower quality at the big box stores.
Right.
Where are you planning to open?
in the building with the Washington County Historical Society, so on Russell and Main. If you've seen that travel limo, that's my parking lot.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay. See, that wasn't so bad, was it?
We're all still alive.
We're all
Better than
still
then.
alive, and all the pitches were great. I'm excited about the businesses. I think that you all have been very diligent in things that you have thought about and worked toward, and I'm proud of you. So give yourselves Okay, so that is the end of you having to be here on Tuesday nights. The way this is going to go now is we'll tally the pitch scores. That will be one award. We're going to send our judges into the affiliate office for a few minutes because we'll take the average of all the 3 pitch scores and add them with Susan's JJ's score. So that will be another award, whoever gets the highest award on that. And then you'll turn your business plans in on March the 3rd at the Washington County Chamber of Commerce at the Government Building. You have to have 3 copies, right? Sandy delivers them to out of town and faraway places. People don't know you, they won't recognize your name. And Sandy delivers those, and then they will get those back to us. The awards will be given at the Washington County Chamber of Commerce breakfast on March the 19th at 7:30 at the Higher Ed Center. And
one thing we do ask is that you, we'll be sending you something with an event, from an event link, for you to go ahead and let us know that you're coming, so we make sure that we have enough food for everyone. It is a hearty breakfast, so we welcome you to come. If you have guests, we'd love for you to bring them too.
So, this is a great crowd. I'm excited about all your businesses, and we thank you for participating. We hope everybody wins something. Maybe we will.
Also, I would like to just say thank you to our judges.
I'm sorry, our judges. I took them for granted. Sally Strieger Scott is with First Community Bank, formerly Highlands Union Bank, and she was a pitch judge last year. Highlands Union actually gives $1,500 as the pitch award and $1,000 toward putting on this program, and we're very grateful to them for that. Jim Swartz, Powell Valley Bank. Jim has been a long-time participant. I think we missed him last year, but we got him back this year, and we are always happy to have Jim. He is a new member of the Washington County Industrial Development Authority, and I think he'll do great things. Samir Patel actually saw this award last year and offered to give the best written business plan award this year. So whoever gets the highest score from the business plan only, Samir Patel has given them $1,000. And Susan Seymour is a former winner of the Business Challenge with Mojo's in Damascus. And Susan is our go-to for everything that we do. She's also on the town council in Damascus, and we called her tonight and said one of our judges can't come. Will you bring the food and do the judging? So anyway, we certainly appreciate everything that they do for us on an annual basis, and most of these folks either do now or have served on the Washington County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. So, anything else?
Well, one thing, the first night we came, we had a picture made. We would like to have that picture made again out there, everybody that's here tonight, and then we'll send that out to you.
Odds are good, man. I'm feeling good about this.